Hello Stampers, my name is Linda Bedinger and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Denver, Colorado. And this is my buddy Puccini, who keeps me company in the craft room. This afternoon he was laying all over my work and I kept having to lift up parts of him to see if I could find what I was looking for. And we have a very different card for you today. This is a card. I often do cards that are perhaps a little bit more complicated, lots of layers and all of that. And so I challenged myself to come up with a one-layer card that could be done in a few minutes. So the card I have for you today is a 4-minute card. I timed myself. And so I'm going to try and do this in that amount of time and show you a real easy way to make a pretty little card that can be done very, very quickly. And so that is my project for the day. So let's just get started. Okay, here is my card. And it's a very simple card. We're going to try and do this in right around 4 minutes. I'm using the Happiness Abounds stamp set, and I'm using this flower, these leaves, and then a random small splatter stamp that it's an orphan. I don't know where it goes, and it sits on my desk and I use it quite often. So this is the card, and so I have my ink and my stamps ready. I have the little flower, and I'm putting it on my pierce mat here. These are all photopolymers, and I decided to use different colors that I don't use very often. The rose is a polished pink, and then I used Evening Evergreen for the leaves, and I used Highland Heather for the little purple flowers, and then I used Mango Melody for the splatters. And so I'm making this like my own homemade DSP. So I'm going to start my timer and see how close we come. Thought it might be kind of fun to do this because oftentimes we're looking for a card and we don't have a lot of time. Whisper White card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. And the only other piece I'm using is this little piece of polished pink, which is 3/4 of an inch by 4 1/4, so it will fit across our paper. All right, I'm going to start my timer and let's see how we do. So I have my rose here, which I'm going to do one up here. I'm going to do one off the page on this side, and one mostly down here on the bottom, and then one for the inside right down here. And that's all I need with that. Next, I'm going to do some leaves, and I have Evening Evergreen and my leaf stamp here, which I'm just going to randomly stamp around the card here, and that, maybe one more in the middle here might be kind of nice. Okay, then the next thing I'm going to do is do my little flower, and I did that by putting this little flower stamp on here, and then just using my markers here. I'm just inking up, and I've decided to change this 2 of the little purple flowers, which I'm going to put into place on my card here. So I'm just going to recolor that with my marker and put that a couple places on the card here. And this part takes longer than it probably needs to, but again, I'm just trying to do something that's fairly quick. And so one more right in here, and I'm almost done with that purple, but I'm going to hang on to it for a minute because next I want some splatters here and this Mango Melody in different places on the card. And you can see how adding those different colors just makes this brighten up quite a bit. Now I'm going to go back to this marker, and I'm going to use a blending brush. And what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of color off of that and color in those little purple flowers, because I think it makes them stand out a little bit more and they look a little bit more interesting. So here we go. Just about got those done. No extra special anything on the coloring here, just getting a little bit of color down on those flowers. And there we go. So that is it on the leaves. Oh, the leaves. Speaking of the leaves, I wanted to put 2 leaves on the inside of my card. One here and one down here. And then a couple of the splatters here, here, and like that to kind of take up that corner. Now I've got one bit more of, I've got stamping. I've got my happy birthday stamp, and I'm just going to put that right in the middle of this polished pink piece. And there is my happy birthday. Dry that off a bit, and then I'm going to add some snail to the back of my sentiment, and I'm going to lay that across my card here, hopefully straight. And then I have some of the iridescent rhinestones that I thought I could use, and I'm going to use 5 of them because this has got so little else on it for decoration. And they're wonderful because they pick up all kinds of colors, and if they're near the pink, they seem to pick up the pink. And so I'm just adding them randomly here on my card. Oops, missed one. Right there. One more of these small ones, I think. Maybe right up here in this corner. And there it is, I'm done. And my timer says that I spent 4 minutes and 29 seconds on that card. And part of that is, I'm sure, because I was talking. So here comes my buddy Puccini to help us out. And he's going to try and lay right across everything, which is the way he likes to do it sometimes. So I'm going to pick this up and bring it up here so you can see it. And there is our card decorated on the inside and the outside. And it took 4.5 minutes. Maybe if I wasn't talking, it might have taken a little bit less time. But you can see that it's pretty simple. And one could do this with any stamp set and just set up making the little bit of DSP. Now, is it the most complicated card in the world? Absolutely not. It's very simple. And but I think very pretty. And now you could stamp this on the same color paper and cut those out because there's dies to match these various pieces. And you could do that and put those pieces on here if you wanted to step it up a little bit. But again, I was going for simplicity and speed. Usually he doesn't like to hang out that much here. I'm going to see if I can coax him this way a little bit. There we go. So that is my project for the day. Very fast and a little bit different for me. Hopefully that will inspire you to go in your stash and pick a stamp set and just a card base and knock out a few of these. Now, if I were doing this and I were making 5 of them and I had, say, half an hour, I would do that, and I would make one a birthday, one a friend. I mean, when you look at the sentiments that are here, happy birthday, best wishes, friend, you're wonderful, congratulations, and just all kinds of things here, sending many thanks for all that you do, that you could make up 3 or 4 different ones and just stick them in your stash. I tried other combinations of this, and I'll share them with you. This is one that I did where I used 3 of those little flowers there. And then this is one that was the original one I tried. Oh, and I did color the stems green on that flower for some of them and then switched to just the little flowers. But I think this one actually works the best. And so it is the one I decided to go with and show you how to make. Let's see. This is the beginning of September, so celebration is done. And Stampin' Up! Is going to have this month a deal every week for 7 days, so 4 different deals all the way through the month, and I will put those up on my blog. I'm a little bit behind right now, so I will get that one up for this week's deals, and it's things that are on sale, and then every week there's going to be something different. So that's the deal for Stampin' Up! And let's see, there's always a $60 shopping spree on me as a prize for the month, and all you need to do to put yourself in the drawing is make an order on my store, lbedinger.stampinup.net. I think you can see that, or you can get to it through my blog, www.ingenuity.com. So that's it for me. I will be back with more cards, more tips, and more projects. Bye!